Welcome, everyone, to Sports Talk New York. And yes, training camp has officially started for the Jets, Giants, and Bills. Oh, football season is here. Yes, it is. Now, obviously, everyone knows I'm a huge Bills fan. But when I started this YouTube channel, podcast, however you want to call it, when I started this, and I did it, Sports Talk New York, I knew I had to talk about the Jets and the Giants too. So and this is just an article I pulled up, so this isn't my question, this is just questions in general from everyone that everyone wants to know. So we're going to start with the Jets. The top 5 questions going into training camp. Number 1, obviously, is Aaron Rodgers. Can he get back to his old self? Now, I don't know about his total old self. I don't know about his MVP self. But the man can definitely get back to at least 3/4 of that. But it will definitely be interesting to see if the offensive line can hold up. But here's what someone wrote. Can Aaron Rodgers get back to his old self? And they said the Jets brought in Rodgers last season to bring them back to relevancy after an NFL high 13-year playoff drought. Unfortunately, that came crashing down when Rodgers tore his Achilles on the 4th snap of the regular season, by my Buffalo Bills. So yeah, heading into this year, he is back at the helm. We'll see if he can sit there and stay healthy. It's definitely going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting to see if he can stay healthy or not. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But I think if anyone can do it, he can. So yeah. So that's the first question. Next one is who will start at safety. Last year it was Jordan Whitehead, who is now gone and has departed. But now you've got Tony Adams, Ashton Davis, Chuck Clark, all battling for a safety position. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Let's see what else we have here. All right, can the offensive line gel? I think this has a chance to be one of the best offensive lines in the NFL by far. This isn't me reading anything. This is just I think they have a great shot, and if they can stay healthy, this offensive line, and they can keep Rodgers upright, oh man, the trouble that he could cause. I know he's 40 years old, and he's definitely getting up there, and he could go out there and get hurt again right away, and then just have to retire. I don't know. So yeah, if this offensive line can gel, they will be dangerous. I mean, the names they have on this offensive line: Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, and John Simpson. You got Joe Tipman. You've got Elijah Vera Tucker. You've got Max Mitchell, Billy Turner, Mekhi Becton, Dwayne Brown. It's just absolutely amazing what you have with this offensive line. Really great players. All right, next. Other than Garrett Wilson, who will step up a receiver? Well, they just signed Mike Williams, so they're hoping that, they can get something out of Mike Williams here. They've also still have Allen Lazard. So between Wilson, Mike Williams, and Allen Lazard, just between those 3 right there, you have definitely some questions. You definitely have some guys that are definitely really good receivers. Mike Williams is the guy that can go up and get the ball. Allen Lazard is a veteran who's been with Aaron Rodgers before. He knows what to do. It's going to be interesting. Garrett Wilson, I need to see a big year out of him. He is, everyone talks about how great he is, and I think he is good, but I need him to step up. Like, I need him to be that number 1 and show us what he can do. All right, let me go to the next question. What will recent rule changes mean for the special teams units? All right. This year is going to be interesting just because of the kickoff. the kickoff rules. With these new kickoff rules, you're going to have to... You're the end of your roster, with your 51, 52, 53 man roster, it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't even know what to tell you what it means for the special team units, other than I think we're going to have to see. Because some people believe with the new rules that the kickoff game will be back again. That you're going to see a whole lot of kickoffs. Especially the way they have it set up. Because everything I keep hearing about the new kickoff is the kicker will kick off from their normal place. And the kickoff team will go up about 25 yards. And they can't move, which is pretty much like 5-10 yards away from where the guy's going to catch it. They can't move until the guy catches it. Once he catches it, he can go. But it's going to be a clusterfuck. It's going to be like, wow. Like, it's... I don't know. This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. It's definitely going to be different. All right, was that it for question? Okay, that's it. So that's it for the Jets. The 5 questions going into the Jets season, into training camp. And, I'll keep you up to date on anything that's going on. Also, Hassan Reddick is holding out for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers obviously reported he's there. Let's see, what else? All right, so let's go to the next one here. And actually, we'll go up here. We'll click onto the Giants. Because now we're going to go 5 questions the Giants must answer. All right. Now, these are the 5 questions the Giants must answer going into training camp. Can Evan Neal make the most of his last chance? It's going to be difficult. Due to injury, he was after last season, it was definitely difficult because he entered his second season and he got injured, and yeah. I guess I would say yes, I think he could make the most of it, but it's going to be difficult. All right. Let's see. Will Cordell Flott secure a starting role? I think he has a shot, yes. But it's going to be interesting. Because he's definitely going to have some competition. I don't know. This one's definitely interesting. I mean, we'll read what this guy says here. Let's see. Will Cordell secure a starting role? After a solid rookie season... Nope, I don't want you to do that. Yeah, there we go. After a solid rookie season, Deonte Banks enters 2004 as a clear number 1 corner. However, veteran Adoree Jackson's departure created an opportunity for someone to step up as the other starting corner. And, yeah, Cordell Flott definitely, he has a shot. And it's definitely going to be, it'll be interesting. Yeah, this is another interesting one. Who will step up at tight end? Their tight end was Darren Waller. I mean, he pretty much retired on them. So now they got a battle here. They definitely have a battle. Let's see who's in the battle here. Yeah, Daniel Bellinger, Jake Stahl, Chris Menhertz, Lawrence Cager, and Tyree Jackson. I mean, they're all going to battle for that tight end position. It's definitely, there's like 4 or 5 guys battling for that starting spot. So that'll be definitely interesting. This one, here's a good question. Are there enough playmakers to make up for the loss of Saquon Barkley? I say no. I know you signed free agent Devin Singletary, and he's going to be good for you, but he's not Barkley. Barkley wanted to be with the Giants. Okay? But you guys treated him like crap. And he said, bye, I'm going to the rival in the Philadelphia Eagles. This just doesn't, I just don't think they have enough to make up for him. Because I don't think they had enough around him. But we'll see. I mean, Barkley's replacement is Devin Singletary. Let's see. I mean, you've got Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors might be the one reason why you could afford. Because if Malik Neighbors plays exactly as good as everyone says he is, then that right there might make up for the loss. But if he doesn't, then no, because he'd be your only shot to make up for it. If you were, I mean, you've got Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton. So, I still say no. I still say that no, they don't have enough to make up for him. But we'll have to see. Hopefully, between Devin Singletary, Malik Neighbors, and their other recent high picks, Jalen Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson, along with Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton. Hopefully, all of those can make up for the loss. But I just don't think it will. Alright, and I think this is the last one. Will Drew Lock be given a chance to compete for the starting role? Oh, I forgot he went there, didn't he? Alright, so Daniel Jones, it's his job. He's the starter. He's the starter with the Giants. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. I think they paid him way too much money, and we'll have to see how this goes. But Drew Lock is definitely got a shot at being on this team. Not as a starter though. Not for a starting role. No. Yeah, this is Daniel Jones' team. They made that clear. They should have tried to trade him or done something. I don't know. They should have tried something. But, alright, so that's the Giants. Now we're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not even going to, well, I guess I could look it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, these are my questions going into the season for the Buffalo Bills. All right, so we're gonna go with that. Let's see if I can get this to. Yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about that. All right, my questions on the Buffalo Bills. Top 4 or 5 questions. Okay, this team going into training camp is very different than it has been in the past. Obviously, you still have Josh Allen, so anything's possible. My number one question is the wide receiver room. You have traded away Stephon Diggs, your number one. All right, so let's see. Let's bring up a Bills symbol here. All right, just did that just for the sake of it. Hopefully, anything happens here. Nope. Don't want that. I don't want the live stream.
Offensively, that was mentioned with Josh.
Alright, I guess we can't go to that. Alright, here we go. My questions for the Bills this year is the wide receiver room, number one. We have to see how this goes with the wide receiver room. Because you lose Diggs, but you now have Keon Coleman, your number one draft pick. You signed Curtis Samuel as a free agent. You signed MVS as a free agent. You signed Chase Claypool as a free agent. You still have Shakir. Let's see, who am I forgetting? So that's just 5 receivers right there. So you're going to have your top 3. And your top 3 receivers are most likely going to be like, to me, I think it's going to be, oh yeah, and there's more than that. There's more than 5. Because you also have, oh my God, what is his name? All right, we're going to go to the Bills depth chart. Just give me a second, folks. Right there, Google. Bills depth chart. All right, right now you have Shakir. You have Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Mack Hollins, Chase Claypool, MVS, Justin Shorter, KJ Hamler, Tyler Shavers, Brian Thompson. Yeah, okay, so those are your guys right there. Now, projectedly, right now, people are saying it's Shakir, Coleman, Samuel as your top three. But MVS, Claypool, Mack Hollins, KJ Hamler, they're all going to make some noise. And yeah, there's Andy and Isabella too. Okay, so they're all going to make some major noise. It's going to be a matter of who just kind of comes out as your top three. I think the top three is going to end up being what it is projected right now, and that's Shakir, Coleman, Samuel. But I think MVS could push Shakir. I think he could push him. I think Shakir's on this team regardless, but I definitely think that this is definitely possible. So yeah, that's one of my number one questions about this team is the wide receiver room. My next question is let's just say the safeties and corners. We'll put them together. The secondary in general. Because right now, it's Taylor Rapp, Mike Edwards, Christian Benford, and Teron Johnson as your starters. But I think you've got Cam Lewis, Cole Bishop, Jamarcus Ingram. You've definitely got some things going on here. And other players, I mean, you can't forget about Damar Hamlin either. I definitely think that's the question, is the secondary. Next for me is coaching. Actually, before we go to coaching, let's go to offensive line. I think offensive line, the revamping of this offensive line is definitely going to be big. I'll tell you right now, you're projected right now to have Connor McGovern as your center. You've got Deion Dawkins as your left tackle. David Edwards as your left guard. Osiris Torrance as your right guard. And then Spencer Brown as your... So you got Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins as your pretty much end left tackle, right tackle. Your end pieces. Then inside protecting Josh is Dave Edwards and Cyrus Torrance. And then you got McGovern. And yeah, there's a lot of questions I have because that offensive line that they had last year was amazing. Absolutely amazing how great they were. And what scares me is because of how great they were last year, I think we could see a few more injuries to this team. So hopefully we have enough depth between Ryan Van DeMark, Elk Anderson, Kevin Jarvis, Lyle Collins. Oh, I forgot we had him. Travis Clayton, Will Clapp, Keaton, Tylen. The names. Yeah, the names on here. Hopefully, we have enough depth for the offensive line. All right, next to me is coaching. Let's see. They don't even have the coaches on here. Okay, that's okay. We don't need the coaches because the main thing is we're going into Joe Brady's first year as offensive coordinator. First full year, because last year he had part of a year. So first full year for Joe Brady going for the offensive coordinator. And then you have Bobby Babich going into his very first year as defensive coordinator. Now, the question is, how much of a leash will Sean McDermott give Bobby Babich? And when will we know when it's truly Bobby Babich's defense? Because I still think, and this is nothing personal with Sean McDermott, but he's a control freak. So he likes to do things his way, which is fine. Totally fine. I have no problem with that because he was the coach and the defensive coordinator last year, and he did a great job with what very little we had with all the injuries that happened. Let's see. What else? So he did an amazing job, and I'm kind of glad he's not doing that again this year, so he can concentrate on both offense, defense, and special teams. It's definitely going to be interesting how much of a leash he'll give Babich, and when we will fully know this is Babich's defense. Babich has been with him for a long time, so he knows McDermott's defense. So I don't know. I think during training camp starting today, we'll start seeing, different things, and then preseason we'll see what we see. Now Brady has a lot at his disposal here as offensive coordinator. I know I'm going back and forth, but with the weapons he has the quarterback in Josh Allen. James Cook is his running back. Then he's got Shakir, Coleman, Curtis Samuel, who he's had before, and Samuel had actually one of his best seasons under Joe Brady. That's going to be fun. Dalton Kincaid. That's going to be fun. Watching Dalton Kincaid get even better. Knox is going to have a full year now with Joe Brady because he was kind of injured last year. It's the weapons that he has. He has MVS, who, even if he is starting to go on the downcline, he's still better than a lot of players out there. But he's got all these weapons at his disposal. So it's going to be interesting, and the pressure's going to be on from day one to see what he can do with this team. So, yeah, that'll be fun too. Now, there wasn't five questions. I think that was more like 4. My biggest ones are pretty much wide receiver room, secondary. Oh, yeah, and I do have one more. Von Miller. Are we going to see the old Von Miller, or is this going to kind of be like the Aaron Rodgers question earlier? We're not going to see him at all? I think Von Miller needs to have a big year. I think he at least has to have, if he's fully going to say he's back, we need to see him at least have 8. I'd say at least 8 sacks. Probably more than that. So yeah, the biggest question going for the Bills camp is wide receiver room, is the secondary, offensive line, coaching, and Von Miller. So yeah, every day I'm going to be on talking about, I probably won't do all 3 here at once like I did with this little video, but I will definitely do a little bit here, a little bit there for each team. And also, you had the Mets and Yankees yesterday in the Subway Series, and the Mets are up 3-0 on the Yankees, and there's one more game today. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is Sports Talk New York. Football is back, everybody. Giants, Jets, Bills. We will be talking about it all through training camp every day here. Hope you all have a great day.